Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Alan here. Thank you for tuning in and choosing my video to tackle this project. Please hit that subscribe button, the like button, notification bell, and if you're feeling really antsy, hit that super thanks button down below. Today we're working on a 1990 Nissan hardbody. This is a D21 four-wheel drive with a 3.0. And we're going to be doing a wheel cylinder and brake shoes and hardware on this. So I've already got it up in the air, just got to take the wheels off and get inside. The customer chose Brake Best to do these parts today from O'Reilly's. I typically would like to go to AutoZone to get most of my things, just because I can get both of us a little bit of a discount. Looks like here's the part number for the hardware. Hopefully none of this ends up being incorrect. And the part number for the shoes. And part number for the wheel cylinder. Oh wow, these are kind of large. These are like the same size as on my C1500 pickup over there. Or that were on there. Did a disc brake conversion on that just recently. So check out my channel if you want to see that. Pretty standard stuff here for the hardware. Holy cow, these are big guys. These are bigger than the C1500. And you can see leak all the way around there. That's why we're replacing the one wheel cylinder. So let's make sure the e-brake's not on. And okay, nope, that's not on. Cross our fingers, hope there's no big ridge in here. Ooh, came right off. And there's not a huge ridge. I think actually most of that is grime from the leak. Yeah, severe leakage going on here. So first things first is just disassemble everything. See if I can do these by hand. Now it wants to spin with it. There we go. There's uno. Hold the back of it with your finger. Try to twist off the rest. There we go. I'm going to take this bottom spring out from behind. And then remove the whole thing as a unit. Oh, and then of course I forgot the e-brake. So gross. I'm going to grab the head of this brake with some pliers. The head of this cable, I mean to say. There we go. Alright, so the self-adjuster kit is always going to be a separate purchase than the hardware kit, so we'll have to reuse the self-adjuster and that little lever arm there. So we've got looks like we're going to have to get these springs out of here after all. Maybe I'll just try and cut them. Now, brake fluid is flammable, I believe, so don't worry about that. There we go. And that's one part we need. And we also need this arm. It's like that just slides right off. And it's the spring that holds it in place. We're also going to need this e-brake arm here. That is held on by this clip right here. So we got to get a screwdriver, try and pry that apart and work that off of the stud. There we go. Set that right there. So these three parts we need to clean up. Alright, get the wheel cylinder off. I got a bucket to catch the drips. And is it a 10? It is. So I've got a 10 mil flare nut wrench, which is a special kind of wrench that grabs more than just two sides. And mine came right off. After you bust it loose, you can grab a regular 10 if that's easier for you. What I got here is a little something. A little something to try and stop the drips here. And with a 10 mil, we're gonna bust this guy loose. There's two here. I should be able to just yank it off of there. We're going to clean this up and install the new wheel cylinder as quickly as possible. Alright, we're all cleaned up, and the first thing I want to do is get this wheel cylinder on and attach the brakes. Oh, try before we lose too much brake fluid. I'll hold it in place while I start the two screws. Yeah. Then you grab a wrench and crack that open. Loosen that guy up, stick on this hose, feed it into the bucket, and see if gravity does the rest for a little bit anyway. I'll just leave it like that, see if gravity bleeds while I finish assembling this side and the other side too, before I come back and try to bleed it. Alright, I cracked the lid open and set it aside, and it sucked a bunch of air down. And almost as soon as I walk over here, it starts bleeding on its own. So I'm going to close this off actually. No point in just letting it drain. Alright, so I'm going to need one from this package. It's got the hookups for the brake and the adjuster for the e-brake and the adjuster. And one from this package. Alright, now make sure you grab the correct shoe with the correct bracket. You're going to want the smaller diameter goes towards the backing plate. And you can verify this because this bracket is only going to fit on one of the grooves, on the front groove. And this is going to go in the back, and that's only going to slide onto that one. It won't slide onto the front one. So make sure you grab the correct shoe for the correct side. Now, what I don't know 100%, is this washer gonna go on first? It's like a spring washer. Might have to double check and see if there's one on the other side, because I don't remember seeing the spring washer, but it could have been hidden in all the gunk. So that might go on first, then the bracket. And then you put on the new horseshoe clip. But I'm gonna go take apart the other side and make sure, because I feel like that's the way it should be, so it's not rubbing up against the center of the shoe. Well, here's something interesting. I'm taking off the spring for the other side just to verify that where that spring washer goes on the back of the stud, and this comes falling out. That extra piece that hooks to the, but there's, and that's not even hooked up. That's supposed to hook through an arm in the back, connect to this little swivel, and then this piece, like this, with a spring, attaches to the bottom of that bracket here. And I can see the spring floating down in there. And there's pieces, it's broken. So we might need an e-brake kit. But then again, he doesn't even have an e-brake handle to pull the e-brake. So maybe we'll just take out the loose parts so they don't get caught up and not worry about it for now. Okay, yeah, it's still there. It just wasn't hooked up for some reason. It's kind of bound up. Okay, so I did get this piece to swivel loosely a little bit, but without having the spring. I don't want this just hanging out in there. So we're going to remove this for now, and the other cable. And I cannot find a spring. This is the spring from the other side, so I need one that's at least this long. And you can tell that, you know, the ends, both ends of this spring had busted off at some point, and who knows where they went. I can find a new one of these, but I don't necessarily need a new one of those. I just need this spring, so maybe I can go to the store and just find a random spring. Alright, well, moving on for now. We're gonna pinch this closed. Get in there, get in there. There we go. Let's try it this way. Slide that on, and we'll slide that in there. Then we'll hang it real quick. Put some grease on these contact points. Slide this pin through. Hang that there. Okay. Now we'll take this. Set the spring in the cup. There we go. Pull this forward and release. Yeah, that's the way to do it. So that's in there. It's all greased up everywhere. I'm gonna hang this other shoe. Set that there and that there. Put in the top and bottom perches in place. And just use my thumb and push that way. There are tools for this. There we go. But these ones aren't that difficult. Now there should be room to slide this on. I think we're gonna have to squeeze these in here. Because it should not be shorter. Or what am I trying to say? It should not be longer, in fact. It should be shorter. So we're gonna have to push these pistons in here. There we go. There we go. How this let's hang this bottom spring first. Right there. Oof. Stretch all the way across to that one. There we go. Now we can hang this. Tuck that in there. There we go. Now we'll take this other spring. Slide that in that hole. Grab these with the pliers. I'm going to hook it on that bracket. Just like that. Okay. Now the bottom spring. That's going to go behind the bracket there and hook onto the other shoe. And we're done. This side's set up. I can center these pistons best you can, and we got to test fit the rotor. And you see that slot in the back? That's where you can reach through with the screwdriver and flick this wheel with the rotor on, with the tire assembled even too. But you can also just like test it, wiggle it, turn it from this end, test it again, you know, until you get it right. close right away. How did I get that lucky? There's not really a lip on this thing. I feel I can get a hair closer just by, let's see if we can just go like 1-2 clicks. That's better. Just short of dragging. Alright, and both sides are now done. Here's on one side, I already threw the first side in the trash. This side's back together, adjusted. And it's hot out here, guys. But so support me, please. Anything at all helps. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Little cash donation down there on the super thanks button. Hit the notification bell for future episodes. I've got a radiator to put in a 02 Honda Civic. I got rear brakes to do on that 03 Yukon that I did the whole front suspension on earlier, and much more to come after that. Till next time, guys, peace.